everybody, it is Christina at Scrapcraft and Stitchery, and I am here today and I am working on the last prompt. This is the last day of Dephemerember 2025, and I have to say this was so much fun and so wonderful, and I had a lot of ideas for what to do for this prompt. So this prompt is, let's take a look. This prompt is the 31st, Specimen card and fallen leaves. And it's just been this whole arc of doing these where I have learned so much, and then I've let go, and completely on other days just let go and played. And I'm kind of in the mood today to kind of buckle down and maybe try some techniques that I haven't done before. And I'm using, again, I got some perfect things. These are new for me, these leaf dies. And because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go get leaves from outside, because there's lots of leaves outside right now, and I live in Memphis, so it hasn't snowed here yet at all. So, but I didn't do that, and they'd be kind of wet now, I think. So I'm gonna play with these dies that I got, that I've never used these before. So I'm gonna try them out and I'm gonna ink them. And I think then we'll make some specimen tags and fallen leaves. And we'll call it a wrap on Dephemerember. So come along, I'm so glad you joined me today. And let's see what we can make. I just want to try all of these. I always pull them all apart because my I have this tiny mini die cut machine. Maybe I'll ask for a Sizzix for my birthday. I don't know. I used to have one and I never used it, and I don't have it anymore. And so, you know, here I am with this tiny one that I got for like not very much money on Temu. The Temu, and it is very serviceable, at least for now. It can fit. Okay, I'm trying not to wiggle all of these. That one's not gonna fit. That one will not fit. Do I have a small one over here that will fit there? I have some other leaves too, maybe, potentially. Oh no, I put them all on the wrong sized plate. This will probably be much easier if I put it on the it's going. I'm gonna go forward and back on this one just to make sure it's gonna cut all the way through, because some of those did not cut all the way through the last time. Hopefully they're not shifting. Little girl, what's going on? The cat thinks there's an earthquake. She's just trying to sleep. I might do one more sheet after this one, just so I can say that I've done them all. The other thing I have is these dried flowers. Well, I guess they're dried grasses. So this is one that I picked up in the springtime when everything was growing, and I pressed this in a book, and I found it recently. It's been kind of floating around on my desk. So I might use that, and I might use these grasses as well. And I might, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might use some or all of these. These I've had for a long time. These things I've had for a year, and I am going to kind of do the same thing with all of these. We'll see how many I can make, right? It just gives me kind of some different sizes and things to play with. Okay, I have that one. I'm not going to poke it out yet. I'm going to go ahead and cut some more. I am using these on watercolor paper today. Yes, let's try this. Put the big ones on first, because like I said, this is watercolor paper, so I don't want to waste it. I'm going to ink these, I think. I've pulled out my Distress Oxides and some other inks. And I'm just going to kind of play around with the colors that I have. I do have orange. I have Crackling Campfire, which will be good for leaves, and Walnut Stain, which is not a distress ink in my life, but it is just a... I think that's fine. Those are all the big ones. Let's see if we can put a little one here. I was kind of hoping these would be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I had some really giant mulberry leaves this summer that I picked and pressed too, but I think they would be just too big to work with for something like this. Plus they became, once they were pressed, they were very, very fragile. I guess I could put this more on screen. That might be nice, right? Well, the top of that one's getting cut off. Cranking it through, cranking it through. Okay. That's fun. Let's put those there. And I'll put that on top. I don't really like that, but hey, I do have a smaller one. What do you think? Can we fit all of these? We better use the big one. Okay. I cut this sheet up and I have some little smaller, not quite as tall sheets that I could use. But hey. Are you guys ready for New Year's? Do you have big plans? Oh, now that I've asked, yes, segue into, am I supposed to say that part aloud? No. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the New Year's Eve streamathon that a lot of channels are participating in. It starts, I should know this, it starts tomorrow morning. Well, I guess I'm posting this on December 31st, so New Year's Eve. It starts New Year's Eve in the morning. That would be Eastern time, and So if you have time, stop in, watch part of it, watch all of it. There's a lot of really great creators doing some fun things, fun and arty things to see the new year out and to welcome the new year in. I am participating for the first time this year, and it is and I'm super excited. And yes, so check that out. I'm going to be working in an ABC glue book, and I'm just going to really be kind of setting this up kind of nice and gentle, a little bit of crafting to get you started for the new year and to start something out. And so I'm going to just be working in a glue book, and nothing too exciting, and it'll be fun to kind of hang out and see what happens, right? I hope you'll watch if you can, and that should be lovely. And they are streaming like continually. There will be somebody on for this from morning New Year's Eve until the day is out, and then like a week later, Raw Reynolds Shorts is going to do kind of a closeout of the new year at the end of the week on, I think, January 8th. So check that out. I'm going to post, when I'm done recording this, I'm actually going to post the lineup, and there's an animation that goes with it. It's terribly cute. So I will post that as well on my channel, I think. Anyway, so yeah, super excited to be a part of that. I want to do lives next year, and I'm really looking at doing a live every week from on Tuesdays, and that's going to be my time. I'm in Central US time, and that will be, I'm going to post the next one here today or tomorrow, and I'm going to start running a live from 7 till 10 on Tuesdays. That's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I usually go watch Mama Juju at Crafted on the Back 40 at 10. So if you would like to come and craft along with me for a little while on a Tuesday night, I would love to see you there. And I will be posting that, like I said, and have a little bit more information. I think for the first one, I'm going to keep it pretty light and pretty easy, and I want to do some more mixed media things next year. And part of the reason I'm switching over, I want to set up a live time and do a regular live stream. And the reason why is because doing something like Dephemerember or like a monthly, daily challenge for a month is really time consuming, not necessarily like in the way of doing the crafts, which is, and that's really fun, but doing something like this on a daily basis, or 4 times a week, and then making a fully edited video is a lot of time, and that's what I've learned. So while I'm doing that, I love it, and I love the storytelling aspect of it and being able to show a tutorial kind of a thing, but it's also, there's a lot of behind the scenes work of just taking the video, opening it up in your editing software, editing it, adding music, making it the way you want, cutting it the way you want, doing voiceovers, and all of that takes up a lot, hours and hours and hours of my time every week that I want to use for other projects. And so I want to use the lives to build a community, first of all, and give people like a space where they can come and craft with me, but also chat, ask questions, and things like that. And I think I'm also going to start a Discord channel, so that if you are coming and chatting and crafting, or want to chat and craft and talk, you know, outside of that live, there will be a space for that. So that's kind of what I want to get up to for the new year. I want to really work on putting together some digital kits, and then maybe some products using the digital kits. And I want these, I want them to be kind of a mix of digital art and mixed media art. So, you know, making things, scanning them in, adding them, adding to them using, you know, some Photoshop, changing the images and stuff like that. And I can't really do that right now with what I've been doing, and doing like, you know, Dephemerember and all these other prompts. That's not really gonna happen because that's just too consuming. So I want to try doing that, and I'd like to put out 12 kits next year. So that's kind of my plan, to get that rolling, is to do the lives, hopefully, to give people a place where they can kind of come together and hang out, and hopefully do some crafts along with me, or, you know, just hang out. I always enjoy these kinds of things where I'll be crafting and chatting, and it should be good. I think it will be fantastic. Just kind of laid back, and that will allow me to work on my projects potentially while I'm doing that. Maybe make backgrounds, things like that. For the first one, I think I'm just gonna I also have this huge box of ephemera, right, that I have created during Dephemerember, and also just, you know, over this last year. And in January, I would like to kind of start to add that to my journals. I have some nature journals that I made, and I would like to maybe add some of these things, especially like the specimen cards maybe might go in there. We'll see what they look like when we're done. And if they'll match that kind of style. So I want to make some journals and finish some journals with the ephemera I had, and kind of clean out my stash of ephemera. I think that's one of the things I want to do in addition to that in January. So on my live, and that's going to be a week from now, right? It's Tuesday. I'm going to go through my box and sort through it, and probably start to work on at least one of these journals. And one of the things I was also kind of starting at the beginning of December was an idea book. And See what I'm saying? That's probably one of the first videos that I'll continue to work on. So I'll probably work on an idea book series of videos. I'm kind of planning this as I'm talking. Thank you for listening and listening to me plan. Because again, like I said, once you get into something like Dephemerember or that, and you hear Luise and Barbara talk about this, if you watched their live at the beginning of this, and it's consuming to make these videos like this. So, and I love doing it. I love it so much, and I don't want to give that up, but I also kind of want to find a balance. So I've created this huge pile of leaves, and so what are we going to do with them? I think I might pick out some of these that I kind of just want to use. There's an oak leaf. Maybe we don't want to use, let's use that one because it's not, what is this? Is that like maybe a poplar? I don't know. I certainly don't know all of these. That oak leaf doesn't seem to want to cut all the way through. This is a ginkgo leaf. Those are cool. My neighbor actually has a ginkgo tree, so I was talking about I should go scavenge some of those, right? Oh, that's a mulberry leaf. We'll definitely use that one. I'm just a huge fan of the mulberry tree. What's the difference between these? Anybody? Now I feel like I need to, anyway, maybe, okay. Back to what we were doing. So, I have this easy walnut ink tints. I don't know. For some reason I thought this was going to be green because the label is green. But it does say walnut. That's spilled ink right there. Is it not? Okay. Not the greatest color. What if we add some maybe like salvaged patina? And basically, I mean, I just watched Luise's spilled ink video. If you watched that and you're kind of like, this looks vaguely familiar. Yeah, it probably does. I thought that was brilliant to, instead of printing your, copying your documents that she was using, she copied her distress ink art and what did she say? To swirl these colors kind of together. I don't have as many colors as she does. It's very sad. But basically, I wanted to try the blue as something kind of an unusual color for a leaf. Yeah, that's just the way my brain works. Okay. And so I made this. This is just a piece of packing. It's just a regular piece of like packing tape. Kind of a thing. The cat is sitting up there and she has farted and it stinks so bad. She's such a smelly girl. Let's do a couple of these. And actually I want to make that one orange and I have the wrong colors. Well, we can leave it brown for right now and we'll add to it, eh? Great. Great. I don't know. I didn't want to necessarily do this. adding more layers. Friends. Oh yeah, that's absolutely looking fabulous, friends. Fabulous. Okay, we can add green. We can add green, and maybe I'll just finish this one. I wanted to do the maple leaf in like oh, I was thinking the maple leaf would look nice using a orange or a yellow. I have orange, as I was saying. So maybe I should put these in different piles. Maybe I shouldn't worry so much about it and just carry on and do a whole bunch of these leaves at once, because this is compartmental making at its best, and we're almost done, and there will be no more compartmental making. Oh, well, we can do whatever we want later. We can continue on. I want an oak leaf that's, you know, and this leaf, we don't know what color that's supposed to be, because we don't even know what it is. It might be a different maple leaf, honestly. There we go. We're kind of mixing these, so now maybe we should dry and go back. I'm sorry, it is my desk. Poor little girl. I'm scaring my cat doing this because she's sitting up here on the desk, and the cats are not fans of the noise that I'm making with the heat gun, and she's been very upset with me indeed. So yeah, I'm basically just using the same technique that I just saw Luise do on her channel. And she was showing us, of course, because she is brilliant and does beautiful work with the distress oxides and knows how to actually use them. So learning from her is what I'm doing right now, because this is the best way to learn a technique, is to watch somebody and do what they do. And this will help me to remember, hopefully, later how to do this when the next time I want to do it. And you dry these in between so that you get these beautiful layers, like here, where you can see that brown sitting on this and it's not just mixing into the green, right? And you get these cool dots this way, which otherwise you would not, because they'd all mix together. Also, that is partially because what the oxides do. So we should keep that in mind, because this is, of course, not an oxide, remember? I am mixing products because I'm using this other Fiber Scraps Easy Walnut Ink Although I could have used my distress. Okay, that's wet, so let's stop. We're just adding layers. Layers and layers and layers. This is Rustic Wilderness. This is Salvage Patina. And then this is this Walnut Ink Tints. Let's have a look at these and assess what we want to do with them. This one, I think, let's add a little bit more water and see if we can't reactivate some of this color on here. So we have dry. We're going to drop this. There are a few white spots on here that I'd kind of like to get a little more color going in there. Because it was really not my intention to have, you know, white leaves. So if I could get a little bit of this color to go into those white areas, that would kind of help me out, and that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Since this one has a lot of blue on it, and I'm liking the coverage, maybe I would like to really see if I can just get some cool watermarks going on this. And it's not having it, is it? It is not. Well, that could be interesting. Yeah, I brought this over here so that I wouldn't be putting these wet inked leaves onto this paper, which I was kind of hoping to use later. You know, for this looks great. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm happy I decided to do this. This is really, really pretty. Really, really liking this technique. I still have all of these. I don't know if I'm going to do all of these because I certainly don't need to make, like, you know, we don't want Dephemerember to end, so we just keep making leaves until, you know, next year when it starts all over. We could do that, I suppose. Okay, I think having said that, okay, having said what I just said out loud, let's maybe that's our problem, is we're just kind of putting the same color. I don't know what I want this leaf to do, but it's not doing it. It's not doing it. It is pretty the way it is, I suppose. We're going to leave it alone. it's what I want is to get some of these like dots on it. And I think all of the colors have kind of mixed together at this point, and I keep dipping it back into that same mix of colors, and it's not picking up the new colors. I'm gonna try one more time. Let me try one more thing. We've burned the heck out of it. That might be why. Maybe I'm using the wrong side. That could be. I don't know. The wrong side. Okay, drop it in the dirtiest puddle. There it got a little bit more. I mean, I saw it come on there. It's got a little more spotting effect, I guess. Okay, so I have these that are kind of green and blue, and I like how the blue, the salvage patina, which is kind of, I mean, I guess it's kind of green, right? It's kind of got a green in it, and so, and the, so these look good. They don't look like really blue, is what I was trying to get out there. Because they could have come out really blue. I'm not going to try the pink. I don't know why I got it out, just because I grabbed all of my oxides, and these are the colors that I have. I want more, but at the same time, every time I go to look, it's like, oh, I don't know which color I want more. So I'm going to put these aside, and I don't even know if I'm going to use these because I have the other leaves, and I don't know how many I'm going to make, but what I do want to do, okay. What I want to do is I want to try orange and browns, and so I'm going to kind of switch over the colors. So I'm going to pick all of these up on a piece of maybe leftover watercolor paper. I don't know. That seems like a smart thing to do. And another thing I could have done is I could have done this and cut them out. You know, done this and then cut them out. But hey. Okay, I'm going to put all of these aside because I'm not going to use any of these to make my, I'm going to keep these in maybe a little baggie in my thing so I have them, but okay, here's what I'm going to do. I think that's so big. Here's what I'm gonna do. This is mine. I picked this. This is my own specimen, and I don't think we need to have all of this. So what I'm gonna do is, don't look, guys. Don't look. But I'm gonna just trim this into 3 pieces because this is too much. I can't. I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to cut a window here so you'll be able to see this from both sides. And I'm just going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to have places to write over on the side of this. And that's just what I'm going to do for this one, and then I'm going to make a whole bunch more of these, but I want to kind of deal with some of these bigger ones first. So this is 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. So this is 11 inches, and half of that is gonna be 5 1/2 inches, right? Absolutely. I'm gonna make one of these, and then I'm gonna make a whole bunch more. I just want to see what exactly it is that I'm doing. And this one's going to be different too. And these grass ones are going to just require something that's taller. And that does not want to fold at all like that, does it? No. This paper is obviously super directional. And I am forcing its hand to make it into this card. Did not like that. So is what I want is I want a window that goes like this. And I want 2 of these. And I chose this. I was first against this paper altogether because I felt like I didn't really like this with this, but I then just pivoted and decided that I did. And if I put a piece of a strip of like graph paper along the side, which is I think what I'm going to do with this, then I figured it was going to be perfectly fine. So is what I want to do is I need to cut a window, and I need to know about how big I need the window to be. And this piece is going to get trimmed too. So so it fits. And I guess I don't have to trim it. I could go like in the window and just stick down below the window, but hey, done is done. And I am going to try and get both of these to go into one window. Meek. I'm going to break these. Super. Anyway, I just need to know how big to make the window, guys. And the question and the answer is, I think it's gonna be fine. You could make it on this side. I feel like it needs to go there. Okay. So the idea is to just make this maybe as big as I can, reasonably. So if that was 5 1/2, right? So let's move this down to 5 1/4. And I'm cutting from, I guess, 4. Ooh. To 2 1/2. And I'm measuring that on here. Okay. It's not very much. Okay. So this is 4 1/4. So we'll move it to 4. Moving it to 4. Okay, and we're going to cut from 5 1/4 all the way down to, this should go to 1/4. Okay, you went a little bit too far. Five 1/4, and where were we at? Oh, 2 1/2. We're getting there. This is making me very nervous. We should have cut this first. I didn't cut as far there. Not anywhere near as far. How far is this in, did we say? 4? 4. So, I believe, no, this is 5 1/2. So we want this at 5 1/4, and we want this at, I think right there. That says 1 3/4. Well, that's what it's going to be. Okay. This would be easier. I should write this all down. Fun and exciting with math and measuring. Okay. This leaves us plenty of room to make a specimen card. Okay, this is a custom specimen card for my specimens. So I have that, and so I think, how does one go about doing this? Okay. Oh my gosh. That's about perfect. Okay. I'm gonna put these on my tape. Okay, it doesn't matter that it's upside down. I would not be very happy if it was upside down, but it's not upside down yet because I was just trying to measure that. So that is what I really kind of want, is to put this. This is like, I mean, really taking up, like, I feel like a whole nother hobby. Because you could actually do this, is go out and collect grasses and leaves, and my heck, come off me, get off me, as the ever popular Di likes to say. Okay, done is done. Is done is done. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm taking up this whole other hobby of pressed flowers. Right? Okay, loving that. Okay, so that will go right into there. So shall we just put it in there? Yeah, let's, why not? Moving forward, I feel like this would go in better with tape. Okay. We can do tape. I don't like double-sided tape, But I'm going to tape this in because I feel like it's the thing to do. Double-sided tape. Okay. I have it. Is that going to work? I think it's the exact right width. Okay. This will not be falling apart. Okay, I'm arguing with myself. I want to like turn all of these things into cards, but I feel like it's just gonna take more time than I have because it is December 30th and it is 9 o'clock. And I have to go to work tomorrow, and I kind of want to put this out. You know, and I would love to make 12 of these, which is kind of where I'm headed, honestly. I am set to make 11 of these, but also even if I just want to do it off camera, honestly. Ooh, you know what? Shoot. I want, actually, I don't know. I'm gonna glue the inside of this down so that once it's closed, she's closed, you know? Just a little extra. Just a little extra glue there to help. Okay. So this is specimen card. Now, there you go. This is laboratory notebook paper from Real Live Laboratory Notebooks. And I think that adds to the specimen part of this. I may make the rest of these kind of more pretty than functional, but I do want to make this one functional. So, I'm going to ink everything. See, I've been doing this for years and years. I think we want to glue this down first, yeah? Yeah. For sure. Somewhere we have glue in this whole world, and you want to know what this is? This is glue paper. That's why it's here. This is literally the glue paper that has traveled around. Changing our minds at the last minute. It's the point of no return. We have reached the point of no return. I'm gonna leave the back of this plain for now. I think this could very well benefit from having just a piece of paper on both sides of it. And I'm kind of I like that. I like it right there. Okay. Let's see if we can find out what this is. Let's see if Google knows. Have you guys used Google Lens? Google Lens is really good at identifying things. Virginia Pepperwood. Okay. This is a flower. Okay. That's what we've learned. Where did we decide we wanted to put that? Did we say we liked it there? Did we say we liked it there? We said we liked it there, didn't we? There you go. We're going to put it right there. That's what we're going to do. And it's going to be partially over the window. And that is where we want it. We could put it at the top, but I just feel like that's not where it would go. You know? I don't know. Heck if I know. Okay. How's that? You like it? I like it. Okay. So I am going to make some more specimen cards with at least these things, but this is as far as I got. So I think this is good. Somewhere in the middle of this video, I have returned to, started a new hobby, which would be actually pressed flowers, botany. Okay, specimen card. I made a botany card. This is something I started in the spring, and here I am on the last day of the year finishing this thing. So I feel like that I started, and I have created a personal little bit of a collection. I'm building a collection, and I have now come up with a way to actually store my little things that I go out into the world and collect and bring back. I don't even know what to say besides that. I really don't know what to say to you about this, except for the fact that I didn't really know what I wanted to do with these pieces, And I didn't really know what I was doing with this prompt. And I'm gonna guess this was April. And I'm gonna guess it was sometime during the week. How about the 17th? I don't know. That's probably not a good thing to do. It's a guess. It's a guess for sure. But maybe this is the start of a whole new thing that we can do together. Thanks for joining me today as I made my way through this prompt of specimen cards and fallen leaves. And if you're confused, that is totally and completely understandable. I didn't really mean to switch directions like this. That just kind of goes with the territory. I could put some of these things, I don't know. I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave this, I'm gonna leave this well enough alone. This is my ephemera. This is my own personal ephemera, okay? And so here we are. You know, we have arrived at the end of the year and the end of Dephemerember, and I love making my own ephemera. I am just gonna throw that out there. I realized that that was a very winding way around this. I made leaves. I knew I was just playing with my things, okay? And I love these. I really do. I'm gonna save them for something else. This can go into my nature journal. I will, what can I say? This was a very personal piece that I wound up with, even though I started out with something that was like, you know, die cuts that are, you know, readily commercially available. So buy this on Amazon, make this yourself out of the same things. This was cool. This, I learned something. And also I kind of just continued on with a project that I had started, and I wanted to do something like this back in the spring when I picked all of these flowers. I went on a walk. I came in with like a handful of like, look at my treasure, and I pressed it, and I have taken it out, and the cats have played with it and ruined a lot of it, and now I have this little piece left of this seeds of this Philosophy Avarnis. It's a field pennycress, I believe. There was this other thing that it could have been, but it's a member of the mustard family, like broccoli. So this is what I've learned. This is what I did. I am very happy to be ending my year this way, and thank you so much to everybody who has joined me this year. Wow, it's very touching, and it means a lot to me, and thank you so much, and I hope you loved this as much as I loved making this. And I'm going to sign off. I am going to make some more cards. I am going to reflect on this a little bit, because this is kind of like where I want to be. I want to be doing things that are like personal for me or meaningful for me, and so I'm trying to do that more. And I am so grateful that you joined me, and I hope to see you on January 1st or in the new year. And I just thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And until I see you again, stitch scrappily and scrap happily. Bye.